Another day, another Animal Crossing Maximum Play Day, I guess. Welcome back. As you can see, I've been doing things on my own again, so that's how it's pretty much gonna work, you know? I'm gonna be doing some things on the side, so... Oh, that's not what I wanted. I'm probably gonna do some things on the side, you know? And, you guys are gonna see the fruits of my labors, but we'll have mundane days like this, so you're just gonna have to deal with it. I've been getting Facebook messages up the wazoo today. But anyways. We're back. I found some fossils yesterday, unlike the other day where I didn't find squat. Hopefully I'll actually find some today, like a lot, because I remember playing this and finding a lot of fossils. I don't know what's happening here. But I digress. I've been littering pretty much everywhere. And I gotta clean up some of these weeds that have been growing. I just realized I have yet to change the town's song. How unlike me, I guess. Oh, look at that. Immediately we find our golden ticket. Well, time to bury you. Time to bury you and get as many money trees as they possibly can. Remember, the goal is to upgrade to the final house and make it big, like get an upstairs and a downstairs. But I forgot how many levels there are, because I remember in playing New Leaf, there were so many levels of house that you can get. It was crazy. You got the medium, the large, and then the small upstairs, and then the medium upstairs, and I forgot if you can do large upstairs too. I don't remember. But there were a lot more upgrades to that than any other game. Hey Cousteau, what's going on? Wait, when you get a letter from someone, do you write back or you just ignore it? I always write back. Oh, so you want me to send a letter to you? Try writing to me. Alright, I'll write to you. Let's see what the goat person wants. It's really, like, stacking up on me and how mundane this game can get. Because after playing it a lot, like for the past couple weeks, I starting to realize, this is not like as epic as I remember it being, you know? Because I remember being hyped about playing this game again because of how awesome it is, but it's just mundane activities like this that kind of like, ugh, when's the next thing I'm gonna do? I have to wait till tomorrow to find more fossils. I have to wait till tomorrow. But then again, that's how the game was built, so all the complainers need to, like, deal with it. Animal Crossing was built to have long-lasting effect over a long period of time. And not a lot of people got the point of that, so this was definitely made for people who decided to have a chill-out gaming experience, if you know what I'm saying. Ah! I wanted to see if you had work! And meanwhile, I can't find a single hole around here to dig. Anyone new moved in? No. Nobody new moved in yet. Getting kind of tired of seeing the same old faces. You know what was really cool? Oh, there's Billy. I haven't talked to him in a while. What's new, dagnabbit? Man, nobody has chores. Nobody has chores to do while I'm out searching for the great unknown by digging a hole. Yeah, but either way, this game is ultra relaxing. It's It's much more relaxing than all the other games I'm playing, like Mirror's Edge right now, and I'm thinking of playing Call of Duty 4 next. Or something newer. I don't know what new game I should play, because there's so many of them. There's so many new games out there, it boggles me that I'll never get the chance to play all of them. That's the thing that I realized about gaming over the years. They'll still be around, no matter what. They won't get off the shelves, they won't, like, stay, like, irrelevant. They'll always, like, the good games will always be relevant because they'll always be played. Like this game. A lot of games I play are still relevant to me today. Oh my god, you want me to plant flowers in front of your house? I did that already, Allie. Make up your mind. Let's see what Frigga wants. So I have no problem playing old games like this or new games, so... It's never really, like, worth going out and paying $60 for a game just yet. Especially if I don't know if I'll like it or not. And I know I probably can return it, but the thing is, when returning a game like that... Like, for instance, if I bought Batman Arkham Knight for $60 at GameStop right now for, like, PS4, I'm probably going to have to return it if I don't like it, after playing through it, of course. And getting half my money back of what I paid for it, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather get all of my money back. And that's why they invented GameFly, but... I don't know, it's just not worth my time. And besides, I keep hearing these newer games. I think I mentioned this in a Mirror's Edge episode, but I keep hearing these in things about newer games being very broken when they're released, or like not up to standard of what they were like what we were promised in terms of gameplay quality. Like Arkham Knight, for example, I heard that game was extremely buggy. But only on the PC version. If I were to go out of my way and get the... Oh, maybe I should go to the museum, actually, to drop these off. Only for PC, but what I heard about the console versions is that they were excellent. So, I guess they were made for consoles first and PC second. I believe that's the case, otherwise, I don't know. Actually, let me take care of this and I'll go into my train of thought. Pause! Haha. Okay, I figured that part would be a little bit boring to you. Anyways. Games will last forever, so I have no problem. I know that it's an overall hype factor in playing a game when it's released, and that's because everyone's playing it, but I don't have time for that crap anymore. I'd rather play the good games that I grew up with, or the good games I know they're good no matter how old or how they turned out to be. In terms of the public eye. I like games for what they are, just, you know, chilling out and relaxing and having fun. And if a new game that sparks my interest that I see somebody playing or something, it interests me. Not like gameplay sites or game review sites anymore, because you can't trust those people anymore with, like, what their opinions are. Because who knows if they're getting paid off to say anything good. I'd rather go with something that I know is good from people telling me experience that actual people had and all that jazz. I can't trust those game sites anymore, other than showing me an initial impression of what the game is. For instance, that's why I don't like buying games outright, unless it's like a Nintendo game. I went to watch to Lay the other day, and I need it back. Who's Lay again? The chicken? Oh, I didn't mean to do that! Sorry! Bear, you are... Please. Oh my god! Why do I keep pressing B? Why do I keep doing that? Let me help. While back, videotape to Allie. Yes. Stupid A and B buttons. I think I said that before about this shit, but I can't stand it. Like, you have to keep pressing B if you want to skip the text outright, but if you want to select a dialogue option, you have to go to A. And you just want to get through the conversation, but that crap happens and you have to do it all over again. It's like the freaking owl thing from Zelda. The stupid long conversation that the owl has, and then you have to press like he has this stupid like, would you not want me to not explain this answer, not again, not please? And it's like, what the fuck are you saying? No, yes. Oh, you totally want me to explain that. Well, since you had to ask twice, I'm going to explain it like a child and say it slowly, and you can't press the B button to skip the text. Like, really? Oh my god, it's like, hey, I left my stuff over there. Can you go to this house and get it for me? Just because I'm a pain in the freaking ass. I don't want a gyroid. I can find gyroids for days. I don't care about getting more gyroids. I want fossils, damn it. This is a big pile of shit. I hope people get that reference. I'm sure everyone and their mother and the alien growing inside their stomach knows that reference. Some guy living under a rock for over 100 years coming out of a coma who has no idea how much the world has changed knows that reference. If you're behind that guy, I'm sure that you're somewhere lost in the vicinity of your own subconscious. I'll do this. get the errands done, and blah blah blah. You know the drill. Hey, can you go get this thing for me? I'm gonna wait for you. Because I'm such an asshole and don't feel like going over there and getting my stuff. These people are regular Homer Simpsons and Ned Flanders. Like, hey, like that episode where friggin' Homer moves to a farm and he's taking all of Flanders' stuff, and he's like, "Hey, you won't be needing all my stuff. I mean, it's technically mine. Do you really need it?" "Yes, I need it." "Oh, okay. He's like, "Oakley dokley." Okay. Like, oh, that's the magic word for me getting out of my sight. Alright, Allie was around here, and now she's not. I think she could be in somebody's house. What is this, Lay? Yeah, Lay and Billy Goat's Gruff. Nah, they're not around. You gotta go find them in this friggin' village. Being assholes and not being in their houses like they should be. What kind of universe is this? It's like Disney universe or Arthur universe. You know what I'm saying? And oh, I got a story to tell you while I'm doing this. I finally figured out something to finally talk about. Disney, you have mouses and dogs on hind legs acting like they're humans, but then you got Pluto, who is who's like a regular ass dog. What kind of rules is this? So some animals can dominate other animals? What? I think everyone knows that part already, but then again, here's another example before I get into my final thought on that explanation. Oh, I gotta go to Fang now? Where's Lay? I wanna beat her with a shovel. There you are. Hey Lay, I need shit from you. Lay, I want... Okay, you know what? Fuck the other thing. I don't care anymore. I gotta go to Fang now. Because he's being a cock. Y'all remember that show, Arthur? If you don't know what that show is, then you're lost on your way to childhood. Well, anyways. Arthur was a TV show on PBS in the mid-90s. And I think it's still airing today. So it's technically one of the longest TV shows running to this day. It was a show about a kid, an aardvark kid, with a yellow shirt on. And he has friends, and he's in the 3rd grade. I remember all this shit, because I remember watching it all the time when I was little. And he has all his animal friends who are anthropomorphic, like, people. The whole point of the show is that they're trying to promote, like, all these... like, it's a kid's show, so they're like, you gotta do the right thing and all this stuff. No bullying, no all that other stuff. Real life issues incorporated within the episode to make you think, you know. I mean, it was a good show. The characters were memorable, and the animation was pretty good, too, in some parts. It got really weird as it went on. But... that was a universe where Arthur had a pet dog, and it's like, what? So I guess in this universe somehow animals dominate other animals that like are not them? I don't get it. But they chose, I don't know why they chose animals as the kids, because you could easily just replace that with real kids like every other show, but I guess they wanted it to be distinct from others. It was based off a children's book, that's what I know. I think the one thing I do like is if if you're gonna show a show to kids, I think that would be one of the ones you would show to them to learn, like, life lessons and stuff. The one thing I do agree that it promotes is reading. Reading is a very essential skill to have, and that show promotes it so freaking far up the wazoo, it's insane. I'm pretty sure y'all remember that part from that. If that's anything to take away from that show, it's that. I don't need a keg. I'm not getting my drink on. I'm not selling any of the gyroids I find, because I'm gonna get a basement and just fill them all with gyroids, like how I did in the past. Nook, you still have no axe. Are you a freaking communist? Are you an insane man? Nook. I know you're trying to upgrade your way of life, but come on, dude. Anyways. The reason why I bring up Arthur, too, is I've been looking that show up for some reason. Because this goes in line with the whole, like, visiting your childhood and seeing what weird shit has been going on with it ever since you last watched it. I did this a couple months ago with Thomas the Tank Engine. Let me explain. I remember watching Thomas when I was like 5 or 6. And the fact that I love trains. Who doesn't like trains when they're little? They're freaking cool. But, I can get so many raffle tickets. I'm selling them back because I could easily buy them back with the amount of money I'll be making, so it's alright. Make some of my money back. But, Thomas was a very interesting show about anthropomorphic trains with values and stuff and their adventures. The one thing I loved about that show was the stop motion and the models that they used in the backgrounds. Ever since, like, taking, like, a whole bunch of classes and learning about filming on my own, I have to appreciate some of the modeling that they did for the whole thing there. I'll tell you more stories while I'm fishing, I guess. I want to finish my thoughts before ending the shift. The shift of Animal Crossing. It's a freaking job. But, come on. But, yeah, I appreciate the modeling and some of the stop motion that they used for that show. The meticulous detail that they went, and I bet it would have been a bitch just to animate. And it wouldn't look as good as intended. Fun fact, Ringo Starr and George Carlin were narrators on that show. And, I think one of the other Beatles, maybe? I'm not sure. They got a lot of famous people to narrate that show. I'm like, wow. I never realized George Carlin narrated my childhood. And he's one of the most raunchiest comedians I've ever seen. But he yells a lot, and he promotes, like, a lot of good shit. I don't know, I haven't watched George Carlin in forever. Anyways. There was one episode of Thomas that I remember when I was a kid being fucking afraid of, and a couple months ago I decided to face that fear head on after I found out that they literally uploaded every episode of Thomas on YouTube. In fact, they uploaded everything on YouTube. People don't give a shit. They'll upload anything. It's fucking hilarious. Any copyrighted material, they'll do it. They don't give a crap. And if they took it down, like, you know, you go on YouTube, look up an episode, and it's like, oh, this was uploaded 2 months ago this year, and all that jazz. They don't give a shit. They'll just make another account and do it. But anyways, I don't know if you know this episode, because it fucking scared the hell out of me when I was little, and it was one of those things where I wanted to go back and, like, face on as an adult, you know. You probably have childhood fears where you're like, oh, I was afraid of this year, but I'm not afraid of this. Oh, really? Go ahead and face them. Like, okay. And I was all giddy with excitement to know that this episode was on YouTube and I can just immediately watch it. Anyways, it focused on the character James, who was I forgot. Is she? Is it a she or a he? I don't know. It looked like that train looked like a she. Basically, what happened was that there was a hornet or a bee that stung James in the nose, and I guess he was afraid of bees or something. I mean, it was a really well done episode because it was so fucking frightening. Because here's the thing, throughout the entire series, you haven't seen anything like this. Like, everything was stop motion, so you were just thinking, oh, everything is stop motion. Everything was a stop motion, like, character. Everything was like a friggin', like, model. But out of nowhere in this episode, the bees that come and stung James in the face are animated, and it looks cute. The bee looks cute to this day. If you look up that episode, I'm sure you can find it. Just Google that up. Just Google it up or Wikipedia and Control F it. You'll find it. But, it comes out of nowhere because... And it's just frightening. I mean, when you're a kid and watch that, it's just like, oh my god, this scares the shit out of me because of loud, weird noises and all that stuff. It's like the freaking Willy Wonka movie where they go into the tunnel and he, like, starts screaming. Nothing like that ever happens after that. It's just one of those things that throws you off guard. And that's what that episode did. It threw me off guard. It had me scared of that episode for so many years. Pause! Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to make, hey, you don't mind me working in my shop on my project and not, like, paying attention to you, is it okay?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I mean, like, I want my space, I need my space, and you need your space.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, I think about these things and I don't want to hurt your feelings or be...
No, I'm working on my stuff. You're working on your stuff. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm recording right now, Dad.
Are you going out today?
Yeah, I'm recording right now.
Okay. Are you going to be home for supper?
Yeah, I'm going out today for errands. For Mom. I'll be home.
Oh, you're doing errands for Mom?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm recording Maximum Play right now, Dad. I gotta go.
Okay, bye, Jake.
Yeah, love you, bye. Anyways, unpause. Anyways, well, that's the thing. It comes out of nowhere and it scares you because you haven't seen anything like that in this entire show. I wasn't fazed by it after watching it again, but, you know, that's the thing. You watch a show like that and, I don't know why I'm going up here. You watch a show like that and think that everything looks like that, but then something like that comes out of nowhere and just frightens you. And it's, like, if you were to watch that show, like, my age, you'd be like, oh, this is nothing. But when you're a kid and you're susceptible, I don't know the word, to that sort of thing, then it's like, what the hell was I thinking back then? It's because you develop this mindset of, like, knowing that it's not as scary. And after all the shit I see on the internet every friggin' day, I'm so desensitized to that. And I'm trying not to be as much, like, violence and stuff. Friggin' games are ultra realistic nowadays, and it's like, you see all this violence and whatever the fuck, and it's like, that doesn't even faze you anymore. I'm trying not to, like, be like that. Anyways, reason why I bring that up is because after I realized Arthur has been still airing to this day, they're still coming out with new stuff. I found out so much other things that they made. For instance, an episode that focuses on Arthur's teachers getting cancer. What? I mean, what? I should sell these fish. Apparently, there was an episode where I think the lunch lady, like, literally everyone knows each other in that show. It's really funny. It's like The Simpsons. But, Yeah, I swear, it's like The Simpsons. Everyone in The Simpsons knows each other, and it's just like that. And it's not as realistic as I thought it would be, because they have fucking kids who are 8 years old walking on the streets in downtown Chicago. Or, I don't know what city they based it off of. Chicago or Cleveland. I have no idea. But it's not, like... It's not realistic if they have that sort of thing, especially today. But, I don't know. It was weird. But yeah, I think the lunch lady gets cancer or something. I'm like reading this description on Wikipedia, or like the Arthur wiki, apparently that exists. A PBS wiki. But it describes how she got cancer, and all the kids are like, wait, can we make it feel better? And it's like, it's okay, I'm getting cured, because she's technically, I guess, getting chemo. And I'm like, this is something big to drop on a freaking kid who's watching Arthur. But then again, they never strayed to like show that kind of stuff, because the whole point of the show is that it's supposed to be realistic and teaching kids morals and values while still being in that realm of fantasy and like morality. I mean, if it teaches values, it's good. I remember Static Shock, like a superhero show about a kid in the hood getting lightning superpowers, who's based off a DC book comic, has some morals in like the first episode, but then afterwards they like decided, you know what, let's do something else. Let's just make it like a legit superhero show. Because I remember in Static Shock there was one where a kid gets bullied enough where he brings a gun to school and shoots Richie in the leg. I remember that shit. But afterwards, I also found out they touched on Asperger's. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, you know, they touch on these subjects because it's important for kids to know that these kinds of things exist. And that's a good thing. Because that's adorable. But if the kids go into the real world and not know what these kinds of things do and what these things are, then it's not gonna like help. It's not gonna like help them out. If they just legit watch straight up cartoons, like don't have morality to them, then they're not gonna learn much. And that's why you gotta introduce these kids as early as you can to this sort of thing. Not like sex education or anything, but still stuff that you would commonly see and what people are dealing with, you know. And that's what I feel as if this show... Would this turn into a review or something? I'm just describing what I saw. I also found out while doing research is that they made a freaking movie! A CG 3D movie published by Lionsgate. And I looked this shit up. It is legit. If you go on YouTube and look up Arthur movie, then you're gonna be like blown away by what are they doing. It looks like that Garfield animated CG show that they have on there. It looks bad. But the only reason why I'm kind of lenient on it is because they made this movie in 2006. And it was a TV-made movie published by PBS. And they don't really have a lot of money. It's all user, like, funded public broadcasting station. Duh. But still, I can't believe they made a movie like that. It just baffles me on why. I don't know about... I can't rate the movie and how it is because I never saw it, but I assume that it's, you know, the same freaking morality thing that Arthur's been doing since day one. But whatever, I don't care. I'm not a child anymore that watches Arthur. Or any of those other... I don't have TV anymore, and I only watch, like, shows that I like a lot. Like, for instance, True Detective. I hope Season 2 gets better. What else am I watching? I want to try watching Dark Matter and, Wayside, I think. I heard The Last Man on Earth was pretty good. Just those kinds of shows that are like out of the blue or out of nowhere. And there's also like Gravity Falls and Steven Universe I've been trying to catch up on. I want to try watching more comedy like Parks and Rec and other shows right now. I've been trying to watch Hannibal too. See, I'm kind of diverse when it comes to like those kinds of TV shows when I don't, you know? And I'm trying to catch up with a lot of movies, so pretty much I'm a hermit at this point when trying to do shit, because I want to catch up on all this shit that I missed. But bottom line, Arthur was good. It was one of the only few PBS shows I watched other than... Oh, that's another thing I remembered. In Arthur, there were 2 episodes, and in the middle they had these special, like, moments where they're like, hey, here's kids in the classroom doing some sort of activity, and what lesson they learned from the first episode, and then they went on to the second episode of the day. And then I looked it up and I realized they're not doing that anymore. That keeps kids engaged. Last note, they made a spin-off of that show called Buster something. Buster was his bunny friend who had a divorced mother and father. Because I guess the father is a pilot and the mother's like, I can't take that shit anymore, get out of my house. I don't know what it is. But I guess he goes to different places on Earth and visits like the locals or something. I don't know. I never watched that one. I just heard about it. There's not a lot of PBS shows I've watched other than that. Bottom line, PBS still rocks. I guess. But I'm glad you joined me on this weird Animal Crossing adventure day. And maybe in the future I'll have enough money to finally pay off my house. So I'll catch you guys later. And I'll get more money. I'll see ya. Bye-bye!
Me now. Me now.